Hey guys, so I just got done filming part 2 of how to fish cold front conditions, and considering I just caught like 30 fish in 2 hours, I decided to make a part 3 video just for the sake of time, and I'm gonna switch up tactics. I'm actually gonna fish a little bit deeper than what I was doing in part 2, but if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I crushed them. Got him. Oh, it's a good one. Oh my God. Woo! Dang, holy crap. No way. Oh my God. I did not think it was that big. So there's a little culvert down here on this roadbed, and I was throwing a spoon on it, and then I decided to throw the jig, football jig down there, and that beast grabbed it. Woo! How big is that? I'm gonna weigh him real quick. Okay, not as big as I was thinking. It's not 7, but it's 623. So got a little excited in the moment there, but that's still a really good one, 6-pounder. Okay, let's get this guy in the live well, and then we'll we'll get a picture later. Oh, golly, I'm shaking. Okay, so fishing a little culvert here. There's a roadbed that runs across this entire lake, and with the lake down, it's only in about 8 foot of water. So I was trying to fish it with a bunch of different baits, and I finally just picked up the jig and first cast in there. That one grabbed it, so that's awesome. This is what I was throwing. Just a little 3/4 ounce Strike King football jig. So fishing after this cold front. In part 2, I was catching them up in like 4 foot of water on that crankbait and catching almost every cast, but I knew I could probably pull out here a little bit deeper and get some bites too. After a cold front, a lot of times these fish will pull off out on these deeper structure spots. And normally my #1 way to catch them after a cold front in the fall is offshore on a 3/4 ounce football jig, this exact bait. So after this awesome morning of fishing, I thought I was on track for about a 30-pound bag. Unfortunately, the fish had other plans. Oh, he popped off. Crap, that was a freaking toad. Just got a really good one to bite me in a brush top and came off on a jig. Crap. Oh, one just grabbed it right there. Got him. Oh, wow. What is this? This is not a bass. Okay. Well, not exactly what we were looking for, but it's a nice catfish. Get this guy off. Oh, no, crap. Broke me off, lost my crankbait. Shoot. Got him. Oh, pulled off. Crap. Golly. It's like the 10th fish I've missed. What's going on? Okay, so we just pulled up on a new spot. I lost a bunch of fish over the past 3 hours, but I mean, considering this morning was so good, I can't really complain. But anyways, I'm gonna change gears right now and get in our fish in the boat. Got him. Okay. Well, it's a start. Not exactly the size of the fish we were losing, but we're back on track now. That fish was just in a little brush pile off the end of this point. Interestingly enough, I actually caught a fish yesterday off that point with a buzzbait, and today I ended up having to catch him with a jig off the point in a brush pile. That brush pile is in like in 10 foot of water, so just interesting how the conditions can change where the fish position. They don't move far, they just reposition a little bit, but they definitely did change today. Got him. Big one. Really big one. Guys, got one. Finally got one. Get over here. Not a really big one, but 3-pounder. Oh, wow. Okay. So right now it's 4 o'clock. I got my last fish, that 6-pounder, around 11. So fishing for 5 hours for that fish, but it was worth it. Nice 3-pounder in a brush top, just in about 8 foot of water. And funny enough, this is actually the exact same brush top I caught my fish in my fishing offshore from the bank video. There's a public fishing pier over here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link the video up right here, but that's a nice fish. 3.5 pounder on that football jig in a brush top. So, oh, wow, well, guys, that just goes to show that even if you're having a rough spell where you're losing fish, breaking off, things like that, as long as you keep a positive attitude and just keep fishing, good things are going to happen. You're going to put fish in the boat. So just keep that in mind next time you go fishing. So today I was fishing brush piles. Now I was keying in on the break from shallow to deep water in about 8 to 10 foot. And what I think was happening is that these fish, because of this cold front, were pulling off the bank to the first drop away from the shoreline and using these brush piles. So in part 3 of this video, I switched up from that lucky shad I was throwing in the morning to throw the Strike King tour grade football jig in the 1/2 and 3/4 ounce sizes. And for a trailer, I was just using a green pumpkin Strike King Rage Craw. And for my setup, my rod and reel, I was throwing a 7'6" heavy action rod with a 6:3-to-1 gear ratio reel, 15-pound fluorocarbon line. So here's a quick tip on how to trim up your football jigs out of the package to get a few more strikes. What I like to do is take my skirt and trim it so that it's about a 1/4 inch from the bottom bend of the hook. Trim that skirt up a little bit. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim up the corner of this weed guard, just the top corner of that weed guard. I do that because it helps prevent those fish from getting it caught in the top of their mouth, and it just helps you get a few more strikes. You'll know when you did it right. When you rig up your Strike King Rage Craw, just cut the top 2 sections off of it, and then when you feed it onto the bait, you'll notice that that skirt doesn't go over the top of these legs, and that's the key to getting a little bit more action out of your trailer and just makes the bait look a lot better. So try that next time you're on the water and you'll catch more fish. So the light's fading over the trees here and I'm gonna head in, but this was the end of my series on how to catch fish in cold front conditions. I hope you learned something about how to fish in these tough conditions, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe down below, and also check out the other videos in this series if you haven't already. Part 1 and 2, those links will also be in the description. So we'll see you next time.